Are you one of those people that want to do so many things in your life? Perhaps you want to construct buildings, curate exhibitions, publish magazines, write a book, become an activist. Sometimes you may think you're crazy, but what if the way you are is actually your gift? Stop narrowing down what feels good to you. Doesn't that seem counterintuitive? As the world is changing at such rapid speed, so are our workplaces and our jobs. What if the era of one job is over and our jobs will only be temporary? A true creative life burns in more ways than one, and being a multi-passionate person is linked to higher levels of self-awareness, freedom, confidence, and empowerment. The more we cultivate our soul life, the more we will be able to adapt to sudden changes. So if you're a multi-passionate person just like me and need some clarity and strategies on how to organize your crazy in just one lifetime, then this episode is made for you. Now, in my last episode, I talked about how joining a study association helped me find so many things that I was interested about and that I wanted to do. But the next problem was to accommodate all of those things in one lifetime. It really seemed impossible to me to incorporate all my strengths and all the things that I believe to be true in one project or in one life. So upon seeking support and encouragement from fellow students and friends, really even my closest tribe started to tell me that I was crazy, that I was too dreamy, that I was very impulsive, and that I needed to focus. So I really felt torn, torn between the projections of other people's beliefs and of what I felt to be true. And it went so far that I even thought something was wrong with me. Until I woke up one morning and decided to make a pact with myself. That from now on, I'm stopping to seek validation from others, and that I will just simply do all the things that I feel compelled to do. Point. It's that easy. One of the most important sentences that I've ever heard and that I would like to pass on to you is that your entire life is a projection of your beliefs. Now, while your beliefs are deeply rooted in your subconscious, you today can start by simply making a conscious decision, a conscious decision to say yes. Yes to all your passions and yes to you. And before I would like to introduce you to two strategies, it's important to find a sweet spot between intuition and intellect. Our brains are incredible and they're always searching for coherence and try to make sense of the whole picture. So the best thing you can really do is to start off with a mind map of everything you want to do. You write down, and with time you adapt, you add, you nurture, and then you try to find possible connections and overlaps. Even if you can't make sense of the whole picture yet, just seeing your words, and visualizing your words will give you clarity and peace. Plus, your brain is always trying to make sense of the whole picture and will drive your actions to get there. Now, strategy 1 is that you nurture all your interests, all your passions, read a lot. Keep yourself prepared for when opportunities arise. I like to call it train hopping, the ability to nurture your soul with knowledge and to be able to recognize opportunity when it knocks at your front door. It's all about intuitively recognizing that by-coming train and be prepared to hop on. And once you hop on, you do that for a bit, and if you get bored, you hop off and you hop on to a next train, or perhaps you decide to join different trains together. You really are the train operator, so it's really up to you to manage all your trains. So let's say you study architecture and already during your studies you find out how passionate you are about writing. So towards your graduation, you read a lot of articles, you prepare, you write a lot, and then after your studies, you don't want to build buildings right away, so you apply for a job in architecture journalism. So eventually you get into that niche and you start writing, and then at some point, you've written a lot, perhaps you want to get into graphic design of the magazines, you know, so then you get into the graphic design niche of the same company. Or perhaps you find out that you want to join writing and illustration together. And while you're so immersed in everything you do, you of course meet a lot of meaningful people in the industry and eventually decide to team up with people that work collectively on transforming warehouses, you know. So you join that collective and you end up building buildings. Then towards the end of your life, you get this epiphany, wow, my life has been so extremely exciting. I want to write a book about this. So this could be your life, and it happens to many people all the time. Strategy 2 is that you've written down all your wants, all your strengths, all your passions into your journal, and you've regularly been visualizing them and seeing the pictures and really connecting them with your internal feelings. And then with time, you will feel a strange but really beautiful pull towards a certain project. It really feels like something is calling you to do something. And upon closer examination, you discover that your brain has been working heavily behind the scenes and has been trying to make sense of the whole picture and has all of a sudden manifested all that you wanted into one project and into real life. Your only job from then on is to really trust that calling, trust your gut, and forge your own path. A living example for that really is what I do here with What Architecture School Doesn't Teach You. I mean, it really allows me to explore and incorporate almost all of my passions into one project and serve the greater good. While there are many strategies on how to be a multi-passionate person with a thriving soul life, these are really just 2 strategies that have worked for myself. But note that it's absolutely possible to join both strategies together. It's really up to you. It's what you believe to be true. Now you might think, wait, what's my job title? Personally, I feel that job titles don't say a lot, but if it makes you calmer, just name your trains, you know. Train 1, author, train 2, curator, train 3, publisher, train 4, builder, train 5, activist. But I do feel that there's always a cognitive thread that runs through everything you do. Because in the end, it's always made by you, by the one and the same person. And that goes beyond job titles. So it's very common to capture everything you do within one big umbrella theme. So while you do many different things that apparently seem different, it's actually always kind of the same thing. So for example, you always empower people or touch people or inspire people to action or build shelter for people in need. But now it's time for you to speak up. I'd really be curious to know whether you carry a passion journal around with you, because that is step 1. And now step 2. Are you ready from today on to embrace your multi-passionate nature? Because I do think that it's damn God time to stop breaking down what seems true to you. Now, step 3. If you feel ready to stop worrying about what other people think, and if you feel ready to do what seems true to you, then it's time to give it a yes, a double yes. Yes to all your passions and strengths, and yes to you. Now, folks, we're coming to an end again. It was really fun to film this episode today. If you liked the content and if you feel it helped you a bit, please give it a thumbs up or drop a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, and most importantly on Instagram at What Our School Does Not Teach You. My name is Ines Hemmings, and this is What Architecture School Does Not Teach You. See you next time.